Alright, today doing a coupling assembly on a Tucson. Here's the new part. You got the vehicle right here. So we're going to get this in there. It's part of the four-wheel drive system. I'm going to get this up in the air and show you. So here we are underneath. See, this is the coupling assembly. We're in the back of the vehicle here. This is the coupling assembly here. You can see there's leaking. So that's why it's getting replaced. It is under warranty. And this is one of the cars from our lot. This is a customer car. I tried to do it Saturday, but they were out test driving or doing something with it and I couldn't find it. What we're going to want to do first is disconnect the drive shaft. So we're going to do these bolts here. There's 3 of them. We're going to disconnect those and drop it down out of the way to get to the other stuff. I should say when you do this, you want to have the car in neutral so you can turn this drive shaft to get to all the bolts. It's going to be up top there. And then we just want to, going to try to separate this. Ow, I just hit my head. Alright, we're going to want to separate the plate here, the 2 pieces, so I can move this down. Alright, so I'm fiddling around with it, trying to pry it off. I got a bar in there to kind of pry it back. I also removed the carrier bearing there, that space there for that piece, and then I just kind of it sags down pretty far, so I let it put a bungee cord just so it doesn't go all the way down. Right, now I got to remove these other bolts and disconnect. See, there's one here, disconnect the wires going to it. And there's probably one up there. It's going to be a pain. But yeah, that's what I got to do next. Alright, so now I got all the bolts out here. Got one here, and then there's 2 on the top. And then I disconnected all this. You can kind of see right here there's a hole. That was one of the bolts, and then one on the other side up top there. So now we're going to try to probably need to pry it a little bit to separate it. I might be able to just shake it off, but either way, I don't have a stand and I can't do it one-handed. Here it is out of the vehicle. I did not have to pry or anything. I put my 2 hands on there, it just slid right off. But here it is. The old one out. Now I just got to put the new one in. But here we have the old one and the new one next to each other. You can see there's 4 bolts holding this in. From the back here, this would be where the drive shaft goes in. You got this little connector. You don't have to disconnect this connector. It goes to here, it's attached. So it'd be 2 connectors. So this is warranty, so this is going to be sent back to Hyundai. Put this one in. See, it's gear. Look on the vehicle here. I just hit my head again. See the 2 up top, kind of a pain to get to. So I might clean the rest of this off a little bit before I start putting the other one on. So I got it all bolted in. Connect these back up. I'm gonna have to use the computer to reset it, do fault codes and stuff, make sure there's no codes. This one's being stubborn. So I gotta put this drive shaft back in, put all the bolts back in. All these bolts were 14 millimeters. These are 14 millimeter socket, and then the top ones I had to put like a swivel end on there to get up there. So I got the drive shaft back in with the carrier. Almost dropped my phone there. Get the drive shaft in, carrier bearing. All these bolts are back in. These are all 14 millimeter. Everything I used. Everything's back in. Everything's plugged in. Now I got to go onto the computer and check for codes and do a relearning thing, so it knows there's a new one there and it's going to learn it. Something along that line. So it's not too difficult if you have a lift. Now if you had to do this rolling around on the ground, it'd probably be a real pain. And then of course if it's under warranty, don't do it at all, bring it to the dealer.